Hello and welcome back. Now we are going to see what are the questions which comes into mind if you think as a developer. Most of us who are taking this course are developers. Developers are very rational and logical people. Before committing to an idea, they need to see some proofs. So some of the very basic questions they will ask: why it is important to them, and if it is really important and you should learn it, then how different will be working with it. If they are going to work with it, then how can they learn this technology? So to answer the first question, your customers will be demanding very soon. I guess there are many IoT use cases already started, and some of the customers have already deployed those in the production. We will be seeing some of the examples from SAP point of view in the later point of the course, but they have already gone into the segment where they are having the connected capability in their production landscape, and your customer will always try to have a competitive advantage, and they will be looking for these capabilities, and if you cannot provide them, then someone else will, because in a business, competitive advantage is essential to survive. So as a developer, you have to learn new technologies to bill your customer on premium basis and to provide your customers with some of the solutions which are of cutting edge, and your customer will love you for that. Now, to answer the second question, how different can be development in this new technology? The answer will be, in a simple word, it's going to be very different. But if we dig deep, for example, now we have three systems in a very general scenario, which is development or sandbox. Then we have quality, then we have production. Production is where your customer's business run. The question comes is, when you are developing your application in your development system, your sandbox, or you are testing it in the quality, how would the things be different? For example, you have your development ERP and you are programming by connecting to your ERP system in your computer. Now you will have one more added components, which are this sensor or this microcontrollers, which can sense information or physical attributes of the real world and bring that into your ERP. Now, how can you program or control these sensors, this microcontrollers, this microprocessor? This is a very new thing which you have to deal with. When these devices will communicate to your ERP system, the interfacing is important, and when you have the data in the ERP, you have to take care how you will store the data, because there will be massive number of data points which will be generated by these devices or sensor network, I will say. Now security is other very important aspect, because you don't want your devices to be accessed by someone else. Now there are many debates going on to how to set up these protocols so that for example, if you are having your BMW cars and your General Motors car, they are both having sensor, so they should have a compatibility. There should be an open standards. Some say that open standard can bring more security loopholes. So there is a big debate going on, but for now we will be only seeing how to connect these devices with your ERP and get started. In coming years, you will see more innovation in the security aspect of IoT, so we will be doing some more videos to show and demonstrate the standard protocol in the future. But for this course, and to keep it really simple, we will tell you how exactly you can interface this new devices with your ERP and can use those data points in your simple applications, maybe using ABAP or maybe UI5. When you have a development ready in your development environment and you want to test it in your quality or testing environment, then the scenario will be like this. You have your quality system, which will be a lot more similar to your production system. The ERP data of quality is very much similar to what your production data will be like, but the difference here compared to development will be connectivity of the sensor will be more like your production. So you can get a more real-time feedback of how things will happen in the real production scenario. So this is pretty much difficult to set up in quality, but the point that if you are not testing your application in a very production-like environment, then there can be always some anomalies which can exist in the application, which will come out in your production, and that could cause some serious issues. So having not only the data similar to your production, but also your sensor setup according to the production and testing your application based upon that will be crucial and essential. So where can I start? The first thing you need to know is how to really control this hardwares. These are very new things. You have to deal with circuits, sensors, microcontrollers, microprocessors, and it can be really overwhelming and scary for like a software programmer, and I will give up easily if there's no one to help me. But in this course we have covered this in a very detailed level and also step-by-step manners in a very basic way, so you can follow through. And we will be using SAP HANA. SAP HANA is a very capable ERP backend which can handle lots of volume of data, and we will be using the SAP UI5 as a front end. Very beautiful and simple designs you can draw from SAP UI5 library, and it's responsive, so that's an added advantage. We will be telling you how you can use sensors, microcontrollers and processors and connect it to SAP HANA application, and connecting it to the front end you can really see some of the IoT real-time examples. To summarize this lecture, we answered few questions from developer point of view. We also saw how different we'll be working with it, and we saw basic components involved in IoT projects, which are sensors, microcontrollers, microprocessor, your backend and the front end. In the next video we will see how it all fits together. Thank you for watching.